Okay, so new bombshell details have been released regarding the fraud coming out of Minnesota. Number one, it's up to $8 billion. Number two, photos have been leaked showing how some of the criminals who have been indicted were taking photos with the governor, Tim Walz, and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. And receipts show that they received campaign donations from these criminals. So in this video, we'll show you all of that and much more. But make sure you like this video, share this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Do you think Ilhan Omar and Tim Walz knew what was going on? Are they complicit? Did they cover it up? We're going to talk about that, and I want to get your comments down below. Let's jump right in and check out this report from Fox.
All right, this news just breaking moments ago. Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He entered the country in 2000 and has had an order for removal since 2004. He also...
Okay. So this is the Somali alien in Minnesota. Order of removal from Canada. He's got some other charges we can't really talk about. You know what I mean. But this is where this goes. And we know it's only going to get worse. But the whole situation, Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, should they be required to return these campaign donations? Are the campaign donations legal? That's the big question that I want to ask. But every time a political scandal breaks in this country, the headlines all sound the same. Shocking details, new reports, unexpected revelations. But let's be honest, none of this is shocking anyone. Not the blue-collar working-class American. We've seen this movie way too many times. And today's story out of Minneapolis, as horrible as it is, it's not just about Ilhan Omar. It's not about Tampon Tim Walz. It's about a system that keeps failing the very people who built this damn country. But the part nobody seems to talk about is how these stories always follow the same pattern. Meanwhile, regular working Americans never get these kinds of benefits or protections. They're just expected to keep paying the bill. We've seen this over and over. Political insiders get rich, communities get ignored, and nobody in Washington, D.C. takes any damn responsibility. I've got a clip here from Ilhan Omar. She introduced an actual bill that led to $250 million in fraud. Like we didn't see this one coming, right? Now she wants to blame the lack of guardrails because the law, the rules didn't stop her. Okay, let's play it.
Any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
Because the rules weren't stringent enough or in place long enough, the guardrails on the interstate weren't high enough that would have prevented the accident, right? Are you buying this? This is a sitting member of Congress. Now, whether or not you agree with her being in our country, whether or not you agree with how her brother got in the country, maybe that gets rectified, maybe that gets remedied, but this is what led to the fraud. And my honest take, this isn't just about one person. It's about a system that rewards the connected and leaves everyone else behind. What do you think this says about the way power really works in America today? If you're a member of Congress, if you don't look like me, can you get away with certain things? Just look to the past. Just look to those things and see what you think. Let's keep moving with this. It's only going to get worse.
And Rob, people go through such great lengths to come to the freedom here in America. They build rafts out of garbage to row themselves to America. They marry their brother, like Ilhan Omar did, just to get into America. Yet the second they get here, they chant death to America. We have to stop allowing people that hate our country to come into our country and rob.
So this is Brillon Hollyland. And I'm sure I probably butchered his name, but he was on Newsmax with Finnerty. And he brought up a very good point. We keep allowing people to come into our country that hate us. They build rafts out of garbage. They sneak in, they fly in, they marry their brother, they get into our country, and then they chant exactly what he said. But yet we continue to allow this, or someone continues to allow it. I know the blue-collar working class that are watching this. This outrages you. Now, this is a young college kid. I think he goes to Auburn University down in Alabama. Good for him. I'll say Roll Tide at this point just to counteract because I had to get that word Auburn off of my lip, Roll Tide. But what we're seeing here is a repetitive journey. You can think of Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, the rest of the squad, and even some native-born Americans hate us. They hate what we have. They hate the way of life that was built here, yet they refuse to leave. And I believe he brings up a very good point. Why do we continue to allow this? It just does not make sense. Here's the photos of Tim Walz, the governor, Ilhan Omar, and a couple of other elected officials in Minneapolis. And this is exactly what is wrong. They are taking money, hanging out with criminals. Could you imagine if this role was reversed? Could you imagine if this was a conservative? Could you imagine if this was, let's say, I don't know, Donald Trump or J.D. Vance? Democrats would be pulling another Floyd moment right now with a mostly peaceful but fiery protest. But conservatives and Republicans and rhinos are weak. They are lazy and weak, and none of them will ever push back publicly. We have played too nice for too long, and that's part of what's really wrong with America today, because the people you're seeing here will do anything to win, and the rhinos and the weak Republicans allow them to do it. We have a majority in the House, the Senate, the White House, and I would say we have a conservative Supreme Court majority, but yet nothing is done. And Tim Walz, you're seeing him here, could have very well been a heartbeat away from being the president of the United States if you know who was elected. Think about it. And Ilhan is on some committees. I believe she was on the Foreign Intelligence Committee. Think about it. Hates America, but we allow her to have access to some of the nation's biggest, darkest, deepest, and most important secrets.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
$12 million in COVID funds was stolen in her district. If there is evidence that she received donations, and there is, the receipts are being shown, they're floating around, you can find them, I believe she should be removed. Ilhan Omar's office, she took in about $45,000 as a net worth in 2019. After 6 years in Congress, Ilhan Omar's net worth exploded by about 3,500%. And she's worth right now a cool, some estimates are saying, $30 million on the high end. This is after her husband's winery was revalued from $50,000 to $5 million. So we've got a Somali winery in Minnesota valued at $5 million. Are you starting to do the math now? Getting elected, getting into power, very profitable. You want to become a millionaire? Run for Congress and win. Here is another Somali congresswoman out of Maine.
policies? How can the politics in Somalia can be, resonate what we have here in the United States, the democracy that we have? How can you help us, be a better country and build back what we used to have back in long time ago? So hopefully we will be able to help our country, our former country, Somalia.
I want her to help her current country, America. What about that? Why is she focused as a sitting elected official about her former country? If you want to help them, maybe you should go back there and promote some change, maybe some democracy. Why should I be paying her to worry about Somalia? Love to get your comment down below. But that's where we're at in this situation. It's always about the country they left. It's never about the country that they live in. And this isn't just about one person. It's about a system that rewards the connected and leaves behind everyone else. What do you think? This says about the way power really works in America. It's becoming so clear, Stevie Wonder could see this. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I want you to really focus on all of the fraud, waste, and abuse that is now being found out. We're coming up close to a year under the current administration, and it really seems like over the last couple of weeks, the FBI, the Department of Justice, ICE, and some of these other investigation apparatuses are really starting to peel the layers back off of the rotten onion, and it stinks. And it seems like it stinks a lot up in Minneapolis and Dearborn, Michigan, and some of these other sanctuary cities. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Smash the like and subscribe button on your way out the door, and I'll see you in the next one.